And this is great. So anyway, yes, I am here to maybe get some of the questions, and I have so many answers. It's not I notice we have some children here. Any question? Do you have a question, maybe?
Did you really walk between the
This is a great question because we live in a time where a picture means nothing. It's Photoshop. I got your shot. So, did I really do it? No. Oh, we have a child.
How many times have you been arrested?
Why are you laughing? I have been arrested more than 500 times, but we don't count anymore. I have been arrested for beautiful things, not for ugly things. For example, I'm a street juggler, and I draw a symbol of chalk wherever I want in a, in a big city, and people go, and I don't talk, and I start juggling and doing pickpocket and magic, and I make a street performance. But of course that's illegal. Normally you have to ask for permission. So the police come, and I have a unicycle, and from the corner of my eye, when I see them, I stop my show and I go away with my unicycle. But many times I'm juggling and I'm doing magic, and I don't see them. So they handcuffed me and they took me to jail, and I started counting. When I was 17 years old, I've been arrested 1, 2, 3, and after 500 it's not worth it.
I just want to ask Maureen one thing about the reenactments, which I think are such a brilliant part of the film. How did those evolve?
We did it in layers. And so the first layer was to spend 5 days with Philippe up in upstate New York where he lives, where he has his wire. And so we basically laid down the story with him, because who can tell it better than Philippe? And then after that, it was time to spend time with the archive, which you can see is just amazing. So we had that all together in a rough cut form to then decide what were the bits that wanted to kind of be plugged in to tell this story and how. And that's when we put together a cast and crew that was very much like a feature film, like for 7 days in New York. We started shooting in October of 2006, and we were at Locked Picture, ready to finish the film a year later in October, and ready to send it off to Sundance.
Yes. Great.
Did you give the policeman's watch back?
Great question.
Yes, I always do.
Just checking my watch.
Were you annoyed when police officers told you that you had to come off the wire?
Of course I was annoyed, because imagine you're on stage in front of your friends, doing some magic tricks or a show, and somebody comes, slam the door and says, okay, you cannot be here, come out. You say, but no, but I'm doing a show and they love it. Come out. You will be annoyed, right? So, of course, my audience was a quarter of a mile below. Me on stage, I was a little dot in the sky. You saw it on the pictures in the film. And I was annoyed, but at the same time, I was, I was in another world, so I was not that annoyed, but that's a nice question. Yes, please.
Did you get angry at the guy who said, I can't do this?
There was a man who, in a honorable way, long before, said, Philippe, I thought about all this. I think it's too dangerous. I think I don't want to help you. So in a way, that is very honest. What is not so good is in the tower themselves, one of the men on the other tower who was helping my friend to bring the cable, at some point he says, I don't believe in that anymore, we'll never make it, it's impossible, I quit. So that's not so good when you are to do something. And, okay, let's have some adults questions.
I was just fascinated by the recreation, and I kept looking for something that would tell me that it was staged. It was very hard to see. Where did you film that?
We filmed it in New York City, 7 days in New York City. A lot of people sometimes don't quite know what's archived and what we did,
Right.
which is really a wonderful compliment.
Was it a lot of money to have to fly on those planes back
Well, how much money it cost, I don't know, because I'm not very good with money. But anyway, at the time when I was that age, it cost a lot of money that I didn't have. And how I found the money, well, it's very nice because I was a street juggler, you see in the film. So I found that money mostly by doing shows in New York for 8 months and passing my hat, and that's how I paid for it. Okay, well, thank you very much for this.